In the world of business, certain books have stood the test of time, offering invaluable insights and timeless principles that remain relevant across generations. They are more than just words on a page. They are a distillation of experience, wisdom, and profound observations about what truly drives success in the complex world of business. These must-read classics have influenced countless leaders, entrepreneurs, and thinkers, providing a framework for success and a deeper understanding of the business landscape. They delve into the very heart of human behavior, organizational dynamics, and the strategic thinking required to navigate the ever-changing tides of the market. Whether you're just starting your career or looking to refine your skills, diving into these essential reads can illuminate your path toward achieving your goals. More than just theoretical concepts, these books offer practical tools and actionable advice that you can implement in your daily work, leading to tangible results and a more fulfilling professional journey. Our first stop takes us back to 1911 with Frederick Winslow Taylor's groundbreaking work, The Principles of Scientific Management. Taylor, a visionary in his time, challenged the status quo and introduced the world to a revolutionary concept: the scientific approach to workplace efficiency. Taylor's work wasn't just about working harder, but about working smarter. He meticulously studied tasks, breaking them down into their simplest forms and optimizing each step for maximum productivity. This wasn't about squeezing more out of workers, but about understanding the most efficient way to perform a task, reducing wasted effort and maximizing output. This book laid the foundation for modern management theory and industrial engineering, fundamentally changing how work is organized and measured. The impact of Taylor's work can still be felt today in the streamlined processes, standardized procedures, and focus on efficiency that characterize many industries. Next, we journey to 1936, a time when the world was grappling with economic hardship and social change. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People emerged as a beacon of hope, reminding us of the enduring power of human connection. Carnegie's book wasn't about manipulation or superficial charm, but about the genuine art of building meaningful relationships. He taught leaders the importance of empathy, of truly understanding and valuing others, and of communicating with sincerity and respect. This wasn't about tricks or techniques, but about tapping into the fundamental human need for connection and belonging. Even today, in our digital age, the principles outlined by Carnegie remain as relevant as ever. Building strong relationships, communicating effectively, and inspiring others through genuine appreciation are timeless skills that transcend any era. Fast forward to 1989 with Stephen R. Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a book that transcends the realm of business and speaks to the very core of who we are. Covey's message resonated deeply because it addressed a fundamental human desire to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. Covey's 7 Habits provided a roadmap for personal and professional growth, starting with the foundation of self-mastery. He emphasized the importance of taking responsibility for our own lives, of setting clear goals, and of prioritizing what truly matters. This wasn't just about climbing the corporate ladder, but about becoming the best versions of ourselves. From personal mastery, Covey guides us towards interpersonal effectiveness, emphasizing collaboration, empathy, and the power of seeking win-win solutions. His final habit, Sharpen the Saw, reminds us that continuous learning and self-renewal are essential for sustained growth and fulfillment. In 1982, Tom Peters and Robert Waterman published In Search of Excellence, a book that shook the business world by challenging conventional wisdom and revealing the secrets behind some of America's most successful companies. Their research wasn't based on abstract theories, but on real-world observations of what actually worked. Peters and Waterman discovered that true excellence wasn't just about strategy and numbers, but about a deep-rooted commitment to core values, a customer-centric approach, and an empowering culture that fostered innovation and initiative. They highlighted the importance of management by walking around, of leaders being present and engaged with their teams, fostering a sense of shared purpose and ownership. Their book revolutionized business thinking by shifting the focus from rigid hierarchies and top-down control to a more agile, adaptable, and people-centric approach. It celebrated the power of passion, creativity, and a shared commitment to excellence as the driving forces behind exceptional performance. In 2001, Jim Collins continued his exploration of enduring success with Good to Great, a book that delved into the question of what separates companies that achieve merely good results from those that make the leap to greatness. Collins's research was meticulous, spanning decades of data and comparing companies that had made the leap with those that hadn't. What he discovered was that greatness wasn't a matter of luck or circumstance, but of conscious choices and disciplined actions. He identified key factors including Level 5 leadership, a paradoxical blend of humility and unwavering resolve, and the importance of getting the right people on the bus, those who shared the company's core values and were passionate about its mission. Good to Great provided a research-based roadmap for sustainable organizational excellence, emphasizing the importance of confronting brutal facts, staying true to one's hedgehog concept, the intersection of passion, talent, and economic engine, and fostering a culture of discipline and accountability. Peter Senger's The Fifth Discipline, published in 1990, offered a profound shift in thinking about organizational development. He introduced the concept of the learning organization, where continuous learning and adaptation were not just encouraged, but were woven into the very fabric of the company culture. Senger identified 5 key disciplines that were essential for building a learning organization. Systems thinking encouraged a holistic view of the organization, understanding how different parts interconnected and influenced each other. Personal mastery emphasized the importance of individual growth and self-awareness as the foundation for collective progress. Mental models challenged deeply ingrained assumptions and encouraged open dialogue and shared understanding. Shared vision provided a common purpose that aligned everyone's efforts towards a common goal. Team learning fostered collaboration and the collective intelligence that emerged from working together effectively. Chapter 7: Competitive Strategy. Mastering the Art of Strategic Positioning. In the realm of strategic management, Michael Porter's Competitive Strategy, published in 1980, stands as a landmark work. Porter provided a clear and actionable framework for understanding how companies could achieve a sustainable competitive advantage in the marketplace. His 5 forces model revolutionized how businesses analyzed their competitive landscape, considering the bargaining power of suppliers and buyers, the threat of new entrants, substitute products, and the rivalry among existing competitors. This framework enabled companies to identify the forces shaping their industry and develop strategies to position themselves effectively. Porter also introduced the concept of generic strategies, cost leadership, differentiation, and focus, providing companies with a clear understanding of the different pathways to achieving a competitive edge. His work remains essential reading for anyone seeking to understand the dynamics of competition and develop winning strategies. Chapter 8: The Innovator's Dilemma: Navigating the Paradox of Success. Clayton Christensen's The Innovator's Dilemma, published in 1997, challenged conventional wisdom about innovation and provided a compelling explanation for why successful companies often struggle to stay ahead of disruptive change. He argued that doing everything right, listening to customers, investing in incremental improvements, could actually lead to a company's downfall. Christensen introduced the concept of disruptive innovation, where smaller, nimbler companies enter the market with simpler, cheaper, and initially inferior products that target underserved or overlooked customer segments. Over time, these disruptive innovations improve, eventually displacing the established players who are often blindsided by their focus on their existing customer base and their reluctance to cannibalize their own successful products. The Innovator's Dilemma became a must-read for companies seeking to understand how to navigate the treacherous waters of technological change and avoid being disrupted by more agile competitors. Chapter 9: Lean Thinking: Eliminating Waste, Maximizing Value. James P. Womack and Daniel T. Jones's Lean Thinking, published in 1996, brought the principles of Toyota's renowned production system to a global audience. They presented a powerful framework for eliminating waste and maximizing value in any type of organization, from manufacturing plants to service businesses to healthcare providers. The 5 principles of lean thinking specify value, map the value stream, create flow, establish pull, and pursue perfection. Provided a roadmap for identifying and eliminating activities that did not add value to the customer. This wasn't just about cutting costs, it was about optimizing processes, improving quality, and delivering products and services that truly met customer needs. Lean thinking became a cornerstone of operational excellence, helping organizations across industries to streamline their processes, reduce waste, and become more efficient and responsive to their customers. Chapter 10. Jim Collins and Jerry Nantparas, in their 1994 book Built to Last, shifted the focus from individual leaders to the enduring institutions that outlived them. They studied what set truly visionary companies apart, those that had not just survived, but thrived for decades, consistently outperforming their competitors. Their research revealed that these companies shared a set of core values that transcended individual leaders or specific products or services. They had a clear sense of purpose that went beyond simply making money. They were driven by a mission to make a positive impact on the world. These companies embraced a genius of and mindset, rejecting the false dichotomy of either-or thinking and embracing both innovation and continuity. Built to Last provided a framework for building organizations with the resilience and adaptability to navigate the inevitable challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. Chapter 11. In 1982, Kenneth Blanchard and Spencer Johnson published The 1 Minute Manager, a deceptively simple yet profoundly insightful book that became an instant classic. Using a parable format, they presented 3 key secrets of effective management: 1-minute goals, 1-minute praisings, and 1-minute redirects. 1-minute goals emphasized the importance of clear expectations and agreed-upon outcomes. 1-minute praisings highlighted the power of immediate, positive reinforcement, catching people doing things right and acknowledging their contributions. 1-minute redirects focused on providing prompt and constructive feedback when course correction was needed, addressing the behavior rather than the person. The 1 Minute Manager offered a practical and easy-to-implement approach to management that resonated with people at all levels of organizations, from frontline supervisors to CEOs. Chapter 12. Peter Drucker, often hailed as the father of modern management, published The Effective Executive in 1967, a book that remains as relevant today as it was then. Drucker shifted the focus from efficiency, doing things right, to effectiveness, doing the right things. He identified 5 key practices of effective executives: managing time, focusing on contributions, leveraging strengths, concentrating on priority areas, and making effective decisions. Drucker emphasized the importance of knowledge work, recognizing that in an increasingly complex world, the ability to think critically, solve problems, and make sound judgments was paramount. The effective executive provided a timeless framework for personal and organizational effectiveness, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness, continuous learning, and a results-oriented approach to leadership. In Chapter 13, W. Chan Kim and René Mauborgne introduced a powerful new way of thinking about strategy in their 2005 book, Blue Ocean Strategy. They challenged the traditional view of competition as a zero-sum game, where companies fought over a limited market share in existing industries, often engaging in bloody price wars that eroded profitability. Instead, they advocated for creating blue oceans, uncontested market spaces where competition was irrelevant. They provided a set of tools and frameworks, including the Strategy Canvas and the 4 Actions framework, to help companies identify value innovations that allowed them to break away from the pack and create new demand. Blue Ocean Strategy inspired a generation of entrepreneurs and innovators to think beyond the confines of existing industries and create new markets that offered both value for customers and profitable growth for their companies. In Chapter 14, Sun Tzu's The Art of War, written over 2,500 years ago, remains a timeless classic that has found surprising relevance in the world of modern business. While written in the context of military strategy, its principles of planning, deception, adaptability, and leadership have resonated with generations of business leaders. Sun Tzu emphasized the importance of knowing oneself and one's enemy, of choosing one's battles carefully, and of adapting to changing circumstances. He stressed the importance of speed and decisiveness, of exploiting opportunities as they arose, and of avoiding protracted conflicts that depleted resources. The Art of War reminds us that even in the fast-paced world of business, the fundamental principles of strategy and leadership remain remarkably consistent across time and cultures. In Chapter 15, Larry Bossidy and Ram Charan, in their 2002 book Execution: The Discipline of Getting Things Done, tackled a challenge that had plagued organizations for years: the gap between strategy formulation and execution. They argued that execution was not just a matter of following a plan. It was a distinct discipline that required a specific set of leadership behaviors and organizational capabilities. Bossidy and Charan outlined three core processes that were essential for effective execution: people, strategy, and operations. They emphasized the importance of aligning people with the strategy, ensuring that everyone understood the goals and their role in achieving them. They stressed the need for clear communication, accountability, and a culture of performance. Execution became a must-read for leaders who understood that a brilliant strategy was meaningless without the ability to translate it into tangible results. Chapter 16. Eric Ries's The Lean Startup, published in 2011, became the Bible for a new generation of entrepreneurs operating in the fast-paced world of digital startups. Ries applied the principles of lean manufacturing to the challenge of building new businesses under conditions of extreme uncertainty. He introduced the Build, Measure, Learn feedback loop, encouraging entrepreneurs to rapidly prototype their ideas, test them with customers, and iterate based on the feedback they received. He advocated for minimum viable products, the simplest version of a product that could be released to market to start gathering customer feedback. The Lean Startup challenged traditional approaches to product development, encouraging entrepreneurs to embrace uncertainty, experiment relentlessly, and pivot or persevere based on validated learning rather than gut instinct. Chapter 17. Daniel H. Pink, in his 2009 book Drive, challenged the conventional wisdom about motivation, particularly the reliance on extrinsic rewards and punishments. He argued that for tasks requiring creativity, problem-solving, and higher-order thinking, intrinsic motivation, the desire to do something for its own sake, was far more effective. Pink identified three key elements of intrinsic motivation: autonomy, the desire to direct our own lives; mastery, the urge to get better and better at something that matters; and purpose, the yearning to be part of something larger than ourselves. He argued that when these needs were met, people were more engaged, more productive, and more fulfilled in their work. Drive had a profound impact on how organizations thought about employee engagement, performance management, and the design of work itself. Chapter 18. First, break all the rules: what the world's greatest managers do differently. Marcus Buckingham and Kurt Kaufman, in their 1999 book First, Break All the Rules, shared the results of Gallup's extensive research into what set great managers apart from the rest. Their findings challenged many conventional assumptions about management, revealing that the best managers often broke the rules to achieve extraordinary results. They discovered that great managers focused on building on people's strengths rather than trying to fix their weaknesses. They understood that everyone has unique talents and abilities, and that the key to unlocking their potential was to put them in roles where they could thrive. They also emphasized the importance of setting clear outcomes, rather than prescribing methods, giving people the autonomy to figure out the best way to achieve the desired results. First, Break All the Rules shifted the focus from trying to make everyone fit a mold to creating an environment where individuals could excel by leveraging their unique strengths. Chapter 19. Emotional intelligence, why it can matter more than IQ. Daniel Goleman's Emotional Intelligence, published in 1995, introduced a groundbreaking concept that revolutionized how we think about leadership and success. Goleman argued that emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage our own emotions and those of others, was often a better predictor of success than traditional measures of intelligence like IQ. He identified 5 key components of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Goleman argued that these skills were essential for building strong relationships, navigating complex social situations, and leading effectively. Emotional intelligence became a cornerstone of leadership development programs, helping individuals and organizations to develop the emotional competencies needed to thrive in an increasingly complex and interconnected world. Chapter 20. The Tipping Point: How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. Malcolm Gladwell's The Tipping Point, published in 2000, explored the fascinating phenomenon of how ideas, products, and behaviors spread like viruses, reaching a critical mass that propelled them into the mainstream. While not strictly a business book, its insights had profound implications for marketing, innovation, and social change. Gladwell identified 3 key factors that contributed to the tipping point: the law of the few, the influence of a small group of connectors, mavens, and salesmen; the stickiness factor, the memorability and impact of the message itself; and the power of context, the influence of the environment and social cues. The tipping point provided a new lens through which to view the world, helping us to understand how seemingly small changes could have a disproportionately large impact. Outro: Unlock your potential, the power of reading, boost your knowledge with key insights. In today's fast-paced business world, continuous learning is key to staying ahead of the competition. The insights gained from reading influential books can provide valuable perspectives and strategies that can transform your approach to business. By diving into the top essential business books, you can equip yourself with the tools needed to excel in your career. Each of the recommended titles presents unique lessons that challenge conventional thinking. Whether it's learning about leadership, innovation, or effective communication, these books are packed with wisdom from successful entrepreneurs and thought leaders. They not only offer practical advice, but also inspire readers to think creatively and adopt new mindsets. Additionally, integrating the insights from these books into your daily routine can lead to improved decision-making and enhanced problem-solving skills. It's an opportunity to reflect on your own experiences and consider how to apply these lessons in real-life scenarios. By incorporating the teachings of these business titans, you can foster a culture of growth and adaptability within your own professional sphere. So as you explore these must-read books, remember that each page turned is a step towards a more informed and effective you. Embrace the knowledge within them and let it guide you on your journey to business success.